What's up, YouTube? I hope y'all liked that last segment of A Day in My Life where we were doing something different, with my photography. Today I'm just gonna lay it out. Like, we're just gonna really talk about some shit that it's true. And I think it needs to be heard. I think that approval will drain. Freaking love bugs are everywhere, by the way, guys. It's not that I'm scared of them, I just hate them. I think that approval will drain you quicker than any other action in your life. The need for approval. And there's different kinds of people that we want approval from, and I know that with age it's easier to drown out the noise, the common noise, just people generally around you, because they don't directly affect you in your life every single day, so it doesn't matter. Examples, yesterday I went to one of Haven's track meets, and it's a small community, and I know that people have invaluable opinions about me, or we could call it thoughts, but I feel their thoughts very loudly, and it doesn't bother me. Their noise doesn't bother me, but there are people's opinions that the level of approval or the matter of approval somewhat impacts us, and that's usually the people that we are directly involved with each and every day. So there comes a point in life where those people may not accept you for who you are, but are you willing to shrink yourself to be around them or to have them participate in your life? Or, there's ways of asking yourself, is it even fair for you to, if they truly bring you down enough, if you really do feel like you're shrinking when you come around them, is it fair to accept that you feel that way? No. So let's go to the drawing boards. I think that in a case like that, you really have to look at them and realize that people do not grow and evolve at the same pace that you do. So I am different than you. We are all different. I feel that early on in life, I've had to learn to accept the hard things that I cannot change, and that means people, because those people were sometimes my mother, or people that you're told your whole life are obligated to love you for who you are. So at an early age, I learned that you just have to accept that. But with time, those people do evolve. They just evolve, and their perception, things about them, they do it at a different pace than you. And so I think that if it's someone that is truly draining you, every day you're waking up and you're dwelling on what can I do more, what can I be more of, what is it that I'm not being enough of, you need to stop that and realize that maybe the problem is something is wrong with them, and they have not grown up in an area of their life where they realize that they too need to evolve. And if you really do love someone, the only way I truly feel to change someone is to love them for who they are. To really just love them for who they are. I've loved a lot of addicts in my life, and the addicts that have recovered, I loved them for who they were. I did not have to love the actions that they were choosing or doing. I didn't have to love that about them, but I could hold on to the precious moments and still love them as a person. I didn't have to participate in their life, but I could pray for them. And let me tell y'all what, prayer is a powerful weapon. I know that it is not tangible and it is not seen, but it has worked wonders in my life. Wonders for people that are still in my life that have changed, that probably still need some changing. And sometimes the prayer isn't really changing the other person, but it's changing you, friends, because sometimes there's no amount of perfection that's going to have you fall into the box of acceptance for some people. But you learning to accept you for you, that changes you. There's a part of you that changes, and it's an evolution that you get to experience. And on the other end of it, I do feel that it's more of a growth thing than a setback. So remember that if the prayer is not changing the other person, it's definitely changing you. Remember that if the prayer is not changing the other person, it's definitely changing you. Every time you connect with God, every time that you believe in something that you feel is impossible, hope will go a long way. And I truly do feel like my life has been driven by a lot of hopes and a lot of wishing, even from a young age. You know, I know that I have my hard times, but damn, my hard times right now are not hard like they used to be. And I really do feel like just what always got me through it was hope. There was hope for something better. There was hope that someone would just wake up one day and see me or love me enough to hear me. And that has happened many times in my life. A lot of hope. I've seen my mother forgive in places I never thought she would. I've seen healing in people's lives that doctors said were impossible, mine included. You know, there were just so many people that even in the body of Christ, people that were believers insisted there was no cure for me. I held on to my hope and my identity in Christ. And let me tell you what, there were many nights, look, my marriage, guys, I had gone to the church where I grew up, and I had a cloth anointed by oil, and I would slip it under my husband's pillowcase. And I prayed, and I prayed. And I think that, you know, it's a joke when people display their relationships on social media, not just their marriages or partners. I think it's a joke when they act like everything's perfect, because let's be realistic, these marriages that have tested and pushed through the decades, the trials, the tribulations, you know, those notebook marriages that everybody like just watches and is like, oh, I want to love like that. Man, look, it's the ugly. It's the ugly that gives you the love like that. And those are the marriages that are the test of times, because they stayed through the ugly. And it's not just in marriages, it's in all relationships, mother and daughter relationships, mothers to your children. I'm fortunately, me and my other kids have a wonderful relationship. All three of my kids that y'all know of are like stable, and just we don't have any issues. And honestly, Bailey, she's an exception to the rule, and I think she's a test. I think that Satan uses her because she's within the claws of the world, and that was the only vulnerable area in my life he could attack. Right now he's trying to attack other things, but hope, like I said, there's hope, and hope has won every single time for me, and it is going to win every single time until it doesn't, because that's just truly what I believe and how I believe it. And a lot of people call me dreamers, but you know, big things had to start as a dream at one point. Big things had to start as a wish. All these millionaires that have like these wonderful huge things, these jets that fly in the air with their name on the side of it, it started with a dream, with a wish, with a thought. And so yeah, where there's dreamers, there's also doers. And that's why I feel like in such a broken world, how people have not connected the dots, that we are all unique, and accepting one another for who they are and loving them for where they're at right now, could really just be the answer to all of our issues. I mean, seriously, if we just became a team and not competitors or not, you know, comparisons, you know, something that's so true, and I'm going to say it. Everyone looks normal from across the street. Everyone looks normal from across the street. But, yeah, so on that note, our 10-minute rant of words, encouragement, motivation, sadness, feelings ends with, I feel like today I'm going to go in there and I'm going to destroy some shoulders, because what does Danny do on days where she wants to feel better because she's feeling low? She works those shoulders. We're going to freaking destroy these shoulders, and then we're going to come home. I'm going to finish this beautiful garden because I want y'all to see the garden. Actually, I started it yesterday. She's new. My daisies did perk up. I'm just good at daisies and hibiscuses. I'll try to get some clips of Shoulder Day. Thanks for supporting me and subscribing. And don't lose hope. Not today, guys. Okay, what's up, YouTube? I ended up having a phone call when I got out of the gym, so we did not get to do a post gym parking lot outro, but that's okay. I know I'm looking tired, but I am here to report that Shoulder Day was awesome, and to reiterate that your time is your time, and you get to pick and choose what you allow into your space. When you set aside your selfish time, like my time is the gym, don't let people come in and take your peace. Don't allow that. And also remember, you're too old to deal. Like, I am so unbothered by what other people are doing. That moment to, I don't know, kind of stir the pot, and I wasn't stirring nothing back. So you have a right to cut that out of your life. You know, I'm gonna straight up tell you and be very clear. I'm big on clear communication. Like, I do or I don't agree with this decision. That doesn't like make or break our friendship, but that's not what I'm gonna allow to keep in my life. And my friends, that is called boundaries. But I do want to report that the magnesium glycinate has been helping, I guess, with my quality of sleep. I'm about at a week in. I am noticing a difference. It's a slow difference. I'm looking forward to reporting to y'all whether or not in 3 to 4 weeks the difference has even impacted like my hormonal balance, like for like PMS and all that. Also, I have read, which I can say that maybe, so I did legs 24 hours ago, and I would say that they're not as sore as they usually are. So I know that it's, fingers crossed, I pray that it's the adding magnesium into my regimen that's helping with the recovery, which is such a blessing, because I really knew I was missing something, that my level of soreness and my rate of recovery was not what it should have been. But yeah, shoulders looking good, guys. We're gonna go work in the garden here, and yeah, stay tuned. Guys, so we are here in the garden. We are about to wrap it up, or get started on wrapping it up. Story time. So I love
No.
what is happening?
Yes! I'll give you $20 to not do that.
Cheesecake, and it's the small things that matter. So anyway, my grandmother, I grew up as, you know, one of the less fortunate kids, and when my grandmother did have a little bit of extra money, she, you know, bought cheesecake, and cheesecake was her favorite. But I guess to what most, like, my kids think it's funny if I pick a treat, it's cheesecake, but it's really a gratitude thing, because I remember how special it was growing up, you know, and how much my grandmother was giving by going out and buying cheesecake. It used to not really, it really wasn't the cheapest type of cake to buy back in the day, New York cheesecake. So for me, a soul food or a cheat, when I take that bite of cheesecake, it's not just flavor for me, it's gratitude. So yeah, guys, don't forget, you know, the depth of things, you know, be grateful. Kind of like these beautiful flowers. And yes, you can hear my kids in the background, I know. Anyway. What were you saying? Come on, Popper. I know, they wouldn't even let you. Lando, you love me enough to go get Dad's little AM FM radio and putting it on very low so it doesn't affect. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm still learning this gardening thing. It's been about 3 years, and believe it or not, I'm getting better. There's something about it that just brings me joy. It didn't quite click as quickly and as naturally as bodybuilding did. But I know I'm looking rough. Please keep me in your thoughts. I think some of it is I really just need to focus on what my body's absorbing and the amount of it when I take it. And yeah, I'll be all right. Keep going. Well, YouTube, this is my outro. I'm not sure if I showed y'all the finishing product of the mirror on the wall. That's for me to start practicing posing and getting more confident. But thanks for joining in today and for your continued support. Look at this. His ball is under there, guys. Goose, did you get it? Here, did you get it? Oh, you want me to throw it? Sit. Sit. Maddie, this isn't yours. Hi, Goose. She got it. She got it. I apologize for the not made bed. Kurt started nights today, so he did not, he wasn't up when I got up. Like, I got up before him, went to the gym, so now it's time to make the bed to unmake it again. But y'all have a great night. Stay positive and motivated. And remember, not every day is going to be great. Don't let other people's acceptance or point of view of you take from you. Remember that sometimes praying changes you before it changes the other person, and that's okay. And also, everyone should set aside personal time for themselves every single day, and during that personal time, don't let anyone or anything steal your peace. All right, bye guys.